Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's what we got on ours too, but it's a small.
Main thing is getting the power to it
Yeah.
for here.
Oh, that's right, 'cause it's gotta be,
You ain't got no power
We have power, but I don't know if we got enough.
there? No.
where's the,
You
where's
know,
the,
you.
well, you gotta have,
The government will
you have
pay
to
you back.
have 240, don't you?
Yeah, you gotta have
Two line.
Okay.
240.
Oh, wait a minute, oh, no, it went off. I'm online.
Okay, with 4 o'clock, May 23rd, I call the city council meeting to order. Please stand and vote.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first thing we have on the agenda is the May 9th city council meeting minutes. Have you all had a chance to look at it?
Yes,
And we entertain a motion to pass the minutes.
I make a motion to please pass the minutes from the May 9th, 2023 city council meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And then also, it wasn't on the agenda, but we also have the, special session on May 2nd, where we, talked about the sealed bids for the redwood tank, we didn't receive any. So I entertain a motion to pass these minutes for the special session.
I make a motion to pass the minutes from the special session on May 2nd, 2023 with one correction on the line that says approved by city council on the 19th day of May. There is an L behind May. That's removed.
Okay,
Second, with the correction.
all in favor? Opposed? Report, Rob.
Do we still go stand on the thing or
No,
just stand
you're-
here or how do we do that now?
We can see the bottom half of your body.
All right, let's just sit down.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so, normally I come to the first meeting, but I was unavailable at that time. So we've got the May cash statement, if you want to go to that. This includes the checks that were paid the last council meeting, plus the 3 that we added for this one that came in between the 2 meetings. Nothing really exciting, just continued septic tank pumps, significant heating oil bill for City Hall. Really, that's the bulk of it. Total cash on hand at 520 as of today is $279,625. And then we want to go to the appropriations review, which is the next sheet. That one, we've got just continued really deeper over expenditures in material and services and water and sewer and personnel services and material services both. And that will be corrected by the supplemental budget that was approved by the budget committee yesterday. But it does have to be approved by council after it's been properly advertised. This will happen in the first meeting of June. There's nothing else exciting to report.
And the 3 bills that are being paid are for Boxar for 112 on your list, and Baker Sanitary for $12.50. And Banner Bank, which is the credit card, is $1,054.50.
The 1250, I think, is the porta potty rent. Isn't that right? Or what is it? It's not porta potty rent. It's like, there's a shared payment in there it's the same thing every month.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's because we have the containers over here.
That's what it is.
That's-
They give us a credit, and so it shouldn't be a larger bill. They give us a credit for something, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
Do we need the motion to pay these?
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Okay, so those are what we need to be paid, so the entertain a motion to pay these 3 bills. I make a motion to, pay the few bills that were mentioned. Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the next. Oh, Kurt, did you have anything?
I think that we ought to, you know, if it's not a big deal, put the, big digital reader board out at the beginning of town that says, keep Sumter green. And I got a list of stuff that you guys probably aren't ready, because I'd like to turn off my filter and let loose, so
Okay.
that's all I got to, that's all.
And just so you know, the, insurance agent was here, and I asked him about the empty truck. And he says it was not insured as a kind of a shop. He's gonna double check, but he says that, does he work with the office on that, and he said it was not. So, and it doesn't need to continue to be insured, does it?
No.
So, but I did check on that. Okay, for new business, we have a resolution. Number 420-23. This is in regards to the wildfire risk management grant that came in. So Matt, you want to go ahead and read that?
Resolution number 420-23, a resolution accepting and appropriating unanticipated revenues. Whereas the city of Sumter budget for the 2022-2023 fiscal year was adopted by city council at a regular meeting thereof, and whereas the city of Sumter has been awarded a grant restricted for the use of wildfire reduction, whereas it is in the best interest of the residents of city of Sumter to accept this grant, and whereas the city of Sumter received these unanticipated revenues for a specified purpose and wishes to accept these additional revenues and appropriate these funds for expenditure. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the city council that the $124,300 from the community wildfire reduction grant are accepted into the fire department of the general fund, and the following appropriations are added to the 2022-2023 adopted budget. In the general fund, the fire department is $124,300 for a total of $124,300. The above resolution statements were approved and declared adopted.
And this is something that the grant people wanted, we had to, accept these revenues for the fire department. So I entertain a motion to accept this resolution.
I make the motion to accept the resolution 420-23 for adding to the general fund for the fire department $124,300.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll get that sent to you. The next thing on the agenda is the American Tower people have come back to us. They wanted to reduce our rent that they're paying us. They gave us several options to reduce the rent, to take a one-time payment. And I have not called them back, so they wanted to discuss it, and Rob gave us some input, or could you just give me your thoughts?
So the proposal is taking it down from, we currently get around $1,200, and it's either taking that $1,200 down to $624 or $824, depending on some details that are not clear in the offer. Those need to be clarified. And then the other is that they're willing to take a 99-year interest in that land for what, 150,000? Is that what it was? 154,000. My opinion, well, first of all, I've been through this with another city very recently, and theirs was much more valuable, and they're getting close to 600,000 for their lease buyout. But for a city in the situation that Sumter is in, I feel like it was in the best interest of Sumter to get the largest one-time payment they could possibly get. $624 a month does not benefit the city of Sumter all that much, whereas $154,000 or more, because these are negotiable, this is simply an offer, I think help a lot more. Right now, your general fund is running a deficit of $100,000. Your street funds running a deficit of, say, $20,000. You could use that money to rebuild those funds so that they're not borrowing directly from the water sewer funds. Or there's all kinds of things. You can use it as matching funds for a grant. You can use it as a down payment on a loan. We've got lots of work that needs to be done with the city's water and sewer, where $624 a month won't even cover a loan payment for stuff like that. So I would advise you reach out to them and negotiate a higher rate, whether you take the monthly payment or the lump sum. I would suggest you negotiate, because that's exactly what we did with the other city. It started out with an offer around $450 and got close to $600. So there's definitely wiggle room in their offer, but they expect you to do that. Yeah.
And then the original rate, I believe, this used to be their one-time payment was $190,000. So, I'm talking to Rob, I thought maybe we could negotiate that up at least to that, where that was their original payment.
The other thing too is that those 5-year payments, or I'm sorry, those monthly payments, they do have a small escalation clause of 2%, which won't even match inflation. And then they only guarantee their payments at that current rate for 5 years, which is only $30-some thousand. And then on top of that, we have no idea what technology is going to happen between now and you need about 20 years before you receive 154,000 anyway, from those monthly payments. And we just don't know what, and we shouldn't guess. We're not going to guess what technology looks like, but we could certainly benefit from 150 now.
Because I think he wrote here at $1,000, it would take 10 years to do, 80,000.
No, it's 10 years at the 624.
It's 624 would be.
It only gives you $80,000. Yeah.
So we need money ahead.
So you need about 20 years to pay it off. And I mean, the latest generation of iPhones can already use satellite network. So why would we expect it to continue to need towers for 20 years?
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Do you want to try to negotiate this?
What if they don't meet, 99-year term leases, that's kind of stretching it out quite a bit. What if they don't, technology changes and they no longer need that?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you do with it? Do they still keep an easement to the property or?
They'll probably try to repurpose it for something, or they'll just abandon it, one of the two, once they're done using it. I would expect them to abandon it and probably try to just unload it back to the city, terminate the lease. They've already paid us the money at that point.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the whole area where the towers are at, the road going up in that whole area. I don't know how big the area is they're leasing though. So is there a clause in the contract that they sent for one time that if within a certain period of time, this is abandoned, there's repayment?
So this is just an offer letter.
This is just not, this is the letter you have, this is just.
Okay, so this is all the information. So that would be something we'd want to find out is, what if it's abandoned in 15 years?
Yeah.
Like,
You wouldn't sign a lease that has that, because that's not really revenue to you then at that point. That's a liability on your books until for 99 years, which we would never sign a contract like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm responsible for cleaning that up.
So, do we want to go ahead and look into a possible negotiation for a one-time?
It benefits us. I agree.
Yeah, and then, we run it past page 2.
Absolutely. Well, then they give you a contract.
Then we get a contract in.
I was just curious which tower is it? The city tower, the first one that went in.
The one that Verizon's on and T-Mobile.
That's the one actually was on there. What's his name? I thought Verizon and AT&T was on that, or was it Sprint?
Yes, yeah, I don't know which company they were or anything, because I wasn't here when the one deal was negotiated. But I know the one closest up above town, so that one towards town almost, so that one went on that guy's spot.
Yeah, that's the private one. They're
Yeah.
talking about the one on the left.
This is the one that's on our property. Well, we can go back and talk to him, because he keeps calling. I think he's called me a couple times, hasn't he, yet? And-
Yeah, once I told him what it was gonna be, council, he's.
Okay. And then just see what he has, and then we bring it back to council and see what we want to do. Perfect, so that'll get tabled until we get a hold of him. The next zoning permit for 10 Mountain View Lane, which is Tim Jacobson's property. He wants to put up a open sided woodshed on his property that has no buildings, right? Take a block. Anybody have any issues or meets the setback? Meets the setbacks.
An IR, yeah. Oh, residential?
I'm pretty sure you've read it.
I think it's an RL. Yeah, IR.
All of Mountain View.
All Mountain Dews are?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Oh. Goes way down there, doesn't it? Where's our, is it R or RL?
Park.
When they created the.
So,
I make a motion to accept, Timothy Jacobson's zoning application.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then the second zoning permit has been dropped at this time, because there's still some issues with that, and we'll come back to council later with the one for 640 Park Street. Okay, do anything have any old business? Council comment, Marcia?
I talked to Paige about our STR, application, and she's, redoing some of it, making it a little bit more simpler. And then she'll get the ordinances done for that, so we can, pass the ordinances for the short-term rentals. So she's working on that right now.
Charlie? Terry? No. Public comment?
I got something that I'd like everybody to look at. It sounds like could be an awful lot of UTVs, racers, and stuff like that. We're already pretty congested, and I was thinking, if I can't get a fire truck down the road anymore because of all the congestion, plus possibly 250 razors, maybe during the major holidays, they shouldn't be able to run on the pavement. Because I can't,
People would like that, yes.
when I come up here to even try and get in the fire station, and I have to park on the bridge on Cracker Creek and walk back here to even get a fire truck out, it gets a little congested.
Very badly.
So just something to think about it, and I'm willing to give it a try if we have a call out or something over the weekend, and if we can breeze through town and everybody gets out of the way like you're supposed to with that, without, getting underneath the bumper of a fire truck or in the fender well, then all is good, but
Yeah, it's getting a little.
and at
especially
some
with people.
point, it might get too congested and we need to kick them around on second, one block off Mill Street or
Okay.
something at that point.
Okay, well, it's something we kind of watch this.
Yeah, we'll just check it out.
And
Yeah.
just kind of make notes on it, we may have to look at that too. So,
And it's really hard for us to, we can ask the sheriff about it, but more likely there's not much we can really do about it because it's state highway. However,
Yeah, we can.
if enough people complain about it,
if it's a hazard,
and it comes to city council, we can eliminate it.
if it's a hazard, though.
Because I've already been talked to the officials about that, and let's just take city council to vote on it, and then they'll take it away.
Well, yeah, let's just see how it goes. I think we just need to give it a try with But we know how it can get out there
Oh,
on
yeah.
Memorial Weekend.
I
And
think this
But then
this
it's
one's gonna
okay.
be bad.
I think this is
This is
work.
good.
Do you think that the ATVs and four-wheelers are more congested than cars? Because I remember cars were bad.
Oh, no, it's just the combination
Now
of
we got-
pedestrians, cars, and possibly what I hear, 200 more UTVs.
We have all the cars, and now we have all the UTVs on the main road. It used to be they were on the side road, so that's.
Yeah,
where-
because I think the last time I talked to Rob, which I haven't talked to Travis, the sheriff, about it, but this weekend, well, all of our weekends coming, they're gonna really be pulling out and picking on people who are underage, no helmets, because all of this, you get them off of the highway, they're gotta go back to the dirt. And I told them, I said, you're gonna have to get away from the, hey buddy, you can't do this, to where you're gonna end up start writing tickets. Because I said, that word of mouth, when you start handing out tickets, things change. Just because you get a warning, I mean, and it's gonna make a lot of people upset. You know, cause I think that's like $150 or $200 ticket.
Well, people cruise in their UTVs where when we did not have them going down Main Street, they parked and watched. So it's a big difference now. It's just like
Yeah.
dragging the gut.
So we just keep track of it, and we'll have to look at that. Okay. Because I agree.
Heard you said something about the park on the bridge. Do you guys have like a specified parking spot for emergency responders?
We, in front of the base, we have do not park at the grounds or at the volunteer park, same thing in front of the garage door. Other than that, during flea market, there is, yeah,
What I'd like,
everything's taken.
Are they parking in front of the stores?
No, they're not. The doors stay clear,
Yeah.
yeah.
what I'd like to do is because of the motorhome that's over there on the dead end street, what is it? We're working on getting that removed, but that would be a good place for you to also park and put up a sign that it's emergency vehicles only, and you would have that whole straightaway, so you could park one there too.
Yeah,
I think, well, that, I also think that we ought to park this out front too. We can get the delineators out and we can take this off out front, so Kurt would know that he can park his pickup. here.
Yeah, we can get 3 pickups or 3 trucks, 3 automobiles there, whether, our guys have probably responded in razors too, but.
Right,
Well,
well,
yeah.
the thing is, like I said, if we did that for the delineators out there, maybe out back, because you can park here in the alleyway too.
Yeah, we can do that.
So we can get them delineated off where people can't park there.
Yeah.
But yet at the same time, then the fire department knows that they can.
You guys do occasionally get the call.
Yeah,
No. Okay.
we'll probably have a helicopter or two
Yeah,
coming.
so we'll work on that, get it marked off too, so we have one. Anything else?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? We're adjourned.